Hey guys, so today I filmed this look using a full face of brand new products, not necessarily new to market, some are new to market, but a lot of them are just new to me. For example, the primer I used, new Wet n Wild matte primer, Wet n Wild foundation I filmed in another video, but I got my correct shade this time, the Wet n Wild pressed powder, a Milani blush, another Wet n Wild highlighter, the new L'Oreal Paradise Peach blush. Superly love this. It is just beautiful. The only thing I didn't use new to me was my contour, my concealer, and then my eyeliner. I also used the new Urban Decay Born to Run palette. Guys, this palette is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. So if you want to check out this look and how I created it, just keep on watching. Hey guys, so we're going to get started here. I'm going to take that new Wet n Wild matte primer and I'm just going to smooth that all over my face to keep myself matte. But I'm going to concentrate it mostly on my nose and my forehead. And then I'm going to take that Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation in Nude Ivory. And I'm just putting it all over my face, and then I'm going to blend it out using my paddle brush. Once that is all blended, I'm going to take the Wet n Wild Photo Focus concealer. It is truly one of my favorite concealers. I can't get away from it. It just blends out so easily, and of course it has that component in it that makes it so it doesn't flash back in photography. I also grabbed the Wet n Wild Photo Focus pressed powder to set it with as well. Next, I'm grabbing the Milani blush. This blush is a shade darker than my last one. I believe my other one is called Dolce and this one is Soleil. And you can tell as I'm applying this, I know the lighting's a little funny, but this is super orange. You can tell on my face. It looks like I put cheese dust on my face. I don't know. But so I'm going to go in with my other bronzer that I am super confident with. I've used it for a long time. You can see I've already hit pan on it. And I'm just going to go in and use that. And then I'm also going to use the contour shade in there as well. Then I'm going to take that L'Oreal Paradise blush. Guys, this blush actually smells really good. It smells like peaches. This whole line smells like peaches. I saw a review on the eyeshadow palette and I just already have something similar to it, so I didn't pick up the eyeshadow, but I was very impressed with that blush. It is super pretty and applies kind of like a sheen. Then I'm taking the Wet n Wild pressed highlighting powder in Precious Petals, and I'm applying it to my cheekbones, my brow bone, and my Cupid's bow. Next, I'm grabbing the Wet n Wild brow pencil, and I got the shade, I think dark brown. Guys, I really love this brow pencil. It was $3 and it glides on like a dream. I love this brow pencil. I haven't stopped using it since I got it and I can't wait to repurchase it. It rocks. This next brow product is the Brow Precise from Maybelline, and I'm using this instead of my L'Oreal Brow Plumper. And this was okay. The actual product, the gel itself, is really great. I like that it has fibers in it, but this giant rounded comb that's kind of like a spoon thing, it's too big. I have bold brows as it is, and I still have trouble keeping it in my brow area. So the product is good, the application kind of funky. Guys, star of the show coming up right here. This is the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I've been looking forward to this palette for months and it's amazing. So I'm going to take that warm shade and I'm going to put that in my crease first. And I'm just going to blend it so I get a nice light wash of color all in my crease. Then I'm going to take this dark purpley brown shade and I'm going to put it in my outer corner and I'm going to still blend it up into my crease once there's a little bit of product left. Then I'm going to take the star of the show. This is a purple. Its name is actually Guilt Trip. And I'm going to put that all over my lid. And as you can see, I'm showing you my finger and I'm going to apply it with my finger. It came out okay on the brush, but you can just see applying a shadow with your finger just gives it so much more pigment, and you can do that with any shadow. It's true of any shimmer shadow. If you wanted to apply it with your finger, you'll get a way better color payoff. Then I'm just going back in with the same brush I used with that dark brown to blend out the edge of that shimmer shadow. And then I'm going to go in with this super bright highlighting shade in the front of my eye and really put that on the inner corner and blend it into the purple just to make the whole look a little bit lighter. Then I'm going to go back in with that dark purpley brown and deepen up the outer part of my crease really quick. And then I'm going to go back into that original warm shade and just fluff it back in my crease just to make sure that everything's all blended together. Next, I'm going to take my ColourPop liner in Mr. Bing, one of my favorite eyeliners, and put that in my waterline. And then I'm going to smudge it out with that same plummy brown color all along my lash line. I'm then going to take another really big fluffy brush with that warm transition shade and blend out my lower lash line with that so it kind of drags it lower. Then I'm going to go back in with this kind of golden color in the palette, and it's a shimmery color, and I'm putting that kind of at the front half of my lower lash line just to really brighten up the under part of my eyes. And then I'm going to go in with the NYX Worth the Hype mascara. I have been loving this mascara. I've probably filmed this video about 2 weeks ago, and I have been using this mascara nonstop. I took it on vacation with me. It rocks. I think it's like $11 maybe, but it's rocking. I would recommend it for sure. For my lips, I'm going to use the Revlon Ultra HD Gel Tint. It has a little spongy applicator, and you twist the top of it till the gel comes out like I'm showing you now and smooth it on. It's very comfortable. It's a very sheer application. As far as staying power, I don't think it had that much, but it's still very pretty. And here is the final look, you guys. Let me know if you want to see anything else or you've seen anything in the drugstore that you want me to test out. I will be happy to do it. Alright guys, so just to give you a little heads up of what I thought of these new products as I tested them. The primer was okay. I thought it applied really well. I didn't feel like it made my face any tackier. That's kind of what you want in a primer. You want it to make your skin tacky so that the foundation really sticks to your skin. This foundation, the first time I applied it in the shade that's too dark for me in my other video, I really loved it. I felt like it kept me matte for a super long time, like way longer than any other foundation I've ever used, and I felt like it really evened out my skin. Looking at it now, I feel like it's done that, but when I first applied it, I was a little nervous. But now that all my makeup is on and it's kind of settled into my skin, I feel like it looks a lot better. The concealer I used was a Wet n Wild concealer. This is one of my favorites. Y'all know that. I got the Wet n Wild pressed powder. I really liked this. I felt like it went on really smooth. It didn't add a bunch of color to my skin, and I felt like it made I feel like it really sealed my makeup. The bronzer I used, this Milani bronzer. Now this is a shade darker than the one that I typically use. You guys have seen this on my channel before, but the other one I have is really lighter, so I feel like I really have to dig into it. So I got the next shade darker. This is Soleil. And it was too orange on me. I know you guys saw me, I blended it out, and then I ended up using a different bronzer on top of it because it was too orange for me. I'm too fair. The blush, I loved this, guys. I love this. This is very similar to my Milani Luminoso blush that I love so much. Now, it was $12.99 in the store, so it's a little expensive for a drugstore blush, but it just applied beautifully, and it's peachy, and it has a sheen to it, and great for summer, and it smells like peaches. So really just beautiful. And then, guys, I have had my eyes on this for months and months. This palette is beautiful. It performed exactly as I would have expected it to. The mattes are so buttery. They blend out so effortlessly. The purple shade I used all over my lid. You saw I applied it with my finger just to give it some more pigment. I didn't have my setting spray right here with me. Otherwise I would have sprayed my brush, but using your finger gives the same effect, and it's already attached to you, so it's right there ready for you. The brow products I use, guys, I really liked this. This was from Wet n Wild brow pencil. and it was really, really smooth. It's a little, the brow pencil that I usually use, my Winky Looks brow pencil, is a little bit waxier, and this one is much more creamy, so it applied much easier. So that was a little bit, I felt like I went in a little too hard at first, just because I'm used to applying more pressure for that waxier pencil, but this one applied really smooth and creamy. And the brow gel that I used is this Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Luminizer. I know I tried to show you in the clip that it has fibers in it. I liked it. The only downside I think to this is that the applicator is a little big, so it's kind of hard to get precise in my brows. I think it did the job. It did the job like my L'Oreal brow stylist that I always rave about. The NYX Worth the Hype mascara. Guys, I really like this. I would say it's very similar to my L'Oreal Lash Paradise, which I've used in every video so far. It has that big fluffy brush. It applies volume. This is just 2 coats, and I think it did a pretty darn good job. The final thing I actually used new was this Revlon lip. It had like this little foamy applicator on it, and I got the shade, they are called Revlon Kiss Cushion Lip Tint in the shade 210 Pretty Kiss. I really like this. It went on like a gloss, kind of a gel formula. Just really smooth. It's very comfortable. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I really had fun making this look. I'll catch you next time. Bye guys.